I'm with Amer Nicola from Nazareth Village. Now, Amer, what is Nazareth Village?
This village is a recreation of Nazareth as it was at Jesus' time and to first century. We created here buildings like houses, synagogue, and an olive press using the same building materials of the first century. And also we found here during the work a farm that was used also at that time. And we also present people that will be dressed first century and will be showing the life of that time. The idea is to speak about the life in the first century and try to see how the parables and the stories of the Bible were really using the daily life.
And when were you started as an organization, and why were you started?
We started because the visionary of this place, he was well impressed with many visitors and the amount of people that come to see Nazareth from all over the world, seeking or trying to go after Jesus' steps and see the Nazareth that Jesus had lived in. But all what they see is the modern city today. There are little of archaeology still, but he wanted really to give them the impact of how life looked like and how the whole life and stories of the Bible to speak about his teachings and his parables and his stories. And that's why he thought to bring this into life by creating a village as it was at that time, and that's how it started.
And you get to go through a small museum as well?
Yes, we start here through visitor center, which is including several rooms that would give an idea about how life looked like and about what we did here in terms of the research and the archaeological diggings that we have done, and also to speak a little of history about Nazareth and when it was built, by whom, and some information before we get out to the village itself. It's a short visit to the museum, which is about 10-15 minutes before the tour.
Did it take a lot of research to develop this place?
Sure, it took us 4 years of research and archaeological diggings in order to be sure that what we do is authentic. What we do is fits the first century archaeology and history and tradition and life. Also that we see it in the Jewish books and the literature that they wrote in order to be sure and accurate to the period that we're speaking about.
Did you actually find any archaeology while you were developing this village?
Sure, we found here a wine press, first century wine press, and stone quarries, terrace to farm because it's a hill, so you need to make a flat land, and also irrigation system including aqueducts and wells and cisterns, but also a watchtower. And that's what it was so impressive for us, because in one parable in Mark chapter 12, Jesus says a man planted a vineyard, surrounded the vineyard with wall, which means the terraces, and he dug a wine press in it and a watchtower, and all these we found here in one place, in one farm. And this is land where we found it is only 500 meters away from where Jesus' home has been located. So we're sure that he was familiar to this place, and maybe this place reflect the kind of vineyard that he was speaking about.
So even though it was a parable, Jesus was saying, he's talking about something everyday life that he probably saw every day, maybe.
Exactly. Jesus used the daily life that was surrounding him and surrounding the people, that they can understand what he was speaking about.
Now, as people walk through the village, they can see people in the dress of the day as well, live actors there.
Sure, that's the what we call the living stones, because the dead stones are the buildings, the houses, and the archaeology. But the living stones, those are the main thing that contains Jesus' teachings of Jesus had a lot spoke about the living stones, about the life, about the people. Those were the goal. So that's why we wanted this to be live. And when people visit here, they would think that they have went back 2,000 years and they enter the village in a day of work, and they catch them in the middle of the day where they are doing in their daily works.
So not only actors, you also have animals as well, don't you?
Sure, the animals was part of the life of that time, and a lot of Jesus also parables and stories involved animals. For example, the sheep, when he spoke about the relationship between the sheep and the shepherd, we do experience all this here. It's not like just we read it in the Bible, but we do experience how the relationship between sheep and shepherd will be developed. They would recognize his voice, follow him. We experience this very much when our shepherd will not show up in the morning if he woke up have a cold or sick or does not show up, and we replace him with someone else and that they don't recognize, he will have hard time for them because they don't really recognize his voice and they don't follow him easily.
Do you work through the seasons as well here?
Exactly. We do here everything is need to be done in different times of the year. We do different things according to the seasons, the archaeological seasons. For example, in the winter time, we plow the fields with wooden plows and donkeys. Then we sow wheat. Then we do the harvest in the summertime. We do the threshing. We have threshing floor that works. We also pick the olives in the fall between October and December, and we press them in the olive press that we have here. So we really do different things during the seasons because this is the agricultural life that they had experienced.
How many people do you get to visit here a year?
We have over 65,000 people that visits every year from all over the world.
Wow. Does this open up the Bible for them as well?
Sure. Many people that came here, they say, okay, wow, they're going to now go back home and read the Bible differently. And some of them also that they never read the Bible, they came here and say or said, because of you, I'm going to go now back home and read the Bible. So the Bible was open to many people in a different way, in a new insight, and it made the stories for them much more clearer, and they can imagine this. It's visible.
Also, getting to know the culture of the day opens up the Bible, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly, because a lot of big part of Jesus' teachings and stories are the traditions behind it, because this is the life of the first century, and this is how people understood the Bible and the stories. We here try to let our visitors to try to experience the Bible from a point of view of a first century citizens, how they understood the Bible, how they dealt with the Bible, with the Bible stories in terms of the surrounding area and the tradition and the life of that time.
Why do you do what you do?
We do this because we want to open the Bible for many people that comes to here. We want them to see Jesus' teachings, life and alive here. We do this because we saw that there are a lot of impact to the people that comes here, not only from abroad but also locally. Many people that comes from the locals here, if it's Christians or Muslims or Jewish or any other backgrounds, they come here and they hear the word of God. And for some of those people, it will be the first time that they hear the Bible stories and Jesus' story and Jesus' teachings.
So you're making a difference in the community?
A lot. We have a lot of quotes and a lot of reactions, good reactions from the community here, that they say that we did not imagine that you have all this here. We did not imagine that we're gonna hear about all these things, and this really changed their thoughts and their reaction to the Bible stories.
And what's your prayer for people who come here, who come to visit?
Our prayer is that God will continue to use us and use other things with those people in order to let them understand the way of life according to the story of the Bible, according to what God's way is.
And what's your website for people who'd like to know more?
Yes, we have a website that is it's called www.nazarethvillage.com that they can visit, and it has also some other stuff that I did not speak about. We have some also gallery pictures and videos. We have a very rich website.
Okay, Amer, thank you very much.
You are welcome. Thank you.